Start small. Learn a lot. Like, go in and do as much research as you can, but don't let that hold you back from like getting started. And I forgot my third one. Join the NBVA. Once you have kind of got things going, and save up to go to Vegas so that you can see us and learn lots at the convention.
As far as advice, I would say start small, like Jen said, but grow at whatever pace you're comfortable with. If you want to go out and find one location a month, find one location a month. If you only want to do one every 2 months, that's the beauty of this business. You can scale it exactly whatever speed you're comfortable with. That's what I think is most important. Also, I really try to be budget friendly in the beginning as well, because you don't know if this is going to be for you, honestly. So before you go out and finance, $6,000 machines, maybe try something that's going to be a little bit more beneficial budget-wise for you to see if you like it, because this business requires you to go out and talk to people. You got to go and ask businesses if you can put your machine in their business, and that's not for everyone. So just find out what's going to work best for you, and then kind of plan your growth accordingly.
Great advice.
Good one. So my advice would be, first thing to do is join the Discord. That would be 100% the first thing that I would do if you're new to vending, because there's so many people in there and such free advice and hours and hours of reading and pictures and a lot of help. Secondly, I would start, if my choice, I would start with mini claw machines. That would be my choice of all the types of vending that I would choose from, just because your return on investment is pretty quick, and you can get some at pretty reasonable prices, and it's a great way to get started, and it's a lot of fun to pick toys. And then other advice is grow slow. Don't get too overzealous, because it's definitely worth it to buy a machine, pay it off, buy another machine, pay it off, and work your way slowly instead of too quick, because you can get yourself neck deep pretty fast and all the excitement. So, and then last advice would be 100% join the MBVA, because I think that's the best group of people and in the industry that are going to help you a lot. So those are my advice.
Just like Jen and everyone else made the advice, start small, see how you do, feel it out. And I love Jen's advice. If you got a certain company that you like to work with, keep going. That's what I did. I personally like importing my machines because I can get a whole bunch of them for a smaller price. Like, I can pretty much roll them like way faster than ordering in States. So that's my advice. And one last thing would be have fun with this career, because this is one of the coolest jobs I've ever had. And my 5-year mark is coming up here in September. I've been doing this for about 5 years now. And I still wake up, and my wife and I, like, we give each other high fives. Like, we just went out to eat. We were servicing a location today, and after we got done, we were like, "Can you believe it's almost been 5 years and stuff?" And we gave each other high fives. Look at us. I can't believe this is our career. We get to do this every single day, and there is a lot of work behind it. And as you grow, you become more dependent on doing research and doing bigger stuff. If you start out small and you stay small, it's a fun side hustle. But as you get bigger, it is a lot more work, but it's still fun. So enjoy it, find out if you enjoy it, and enjoy it with your family too.
Hey guys, welcome to another weekly Vending Live. We are back. It's been a nice little break, but together again, and we are super excited to be here. Joining me tonight, I got Matt from Galaxy Games 843.
What's up, guys?
What's up,
We're
guys?
back.
Hey, man. Woo! I was so excited. Also joining us tonight is Jen from Vend. How are you? Also the president of the MBVA. Welcome back to Weekly Vending Live. Super excited to be here. And also joining us tonight, as you guys know, it's the man, the myth, the legend.
Here we go. Money talk.
What the?
I
get such a crazy intro.
Love that intro right there.
I thought maybe we had quick play all of a sudden going on here.
I've been excited to play that for a while.
I had that waiting for you for almost a month now, man. I'm
really.
it's
oh my.
Yeah. you started the claw machine revolution when it comes to mini claws, and
Oh,
you have helped so many people get started in the industry, and you are the man. You have
oh,
been doing this. Jan's been doing this since she was a little kid, but when it comes to us in the industry, you've been doing it as long or longer than any of us, and you are the one that everybody looks up to when it comes to mini claws. So
oh, I
you're the man.
appreciate it.
So, anyways, hi
Well, I wanted
everybody, welcome back.
I like that. I wanted to say I really like that intro you put together, but I want to say I think about 80% sure that I was wearing the Dwight false shirt on that Jen Ben sent me that clip. I'm not
That was
sure,
a
but it
shirt
looked like
that
it.
that was the one she sent you, right? She sent
Yeah,
you
that's
that
my
shirt.
good luck
Yeah,
shirt, man. I
yeah.
that shirt is bringing me nothing but great luck for my vending route. So I love that shirt. Actually, it was funny. I was at I got offered another mall space wearing that shirt yesterday, and
Nice.
I got people coming up to me telling me they love the shirt and stuff like that, and then I walk out and I get a phone call, and it's like immediately after we're done shopping, we got a small space opportunity. So that was pretty cool. So.
Man, so we
Nice.
already got quite a few people in here. It looks like I see 8 comments and 9 thumbs ups, it looks like, but where do you see? I don't see how many people are in here. Do you guys see the
On the top
count?
left, I see a little eyeball, and it says 21 eyeballs.
Oh,
So
there it
either you
is.
divide that
21
by 2 and
eyeballs.
someone has a patchy eye, or that means there's 21 visitors.
Well, now that you're right, because it's going up. So we're at 22 already. We've
Yeah,
already got a super chat already. So I don't know if we want to do that first and then get into what we've all been up to for for the past few months. But there's a lot to talk about tonight and a lot of excitement. And I just can't believe I see in your faces this evening. It's really cool.
I know. I
So,
missed your face. I couldn't remember what you looked like in my dreams. I was like, "What's that guy look like again?" So it was like
well,
empty, voided dreams, you know.
Well, it's
So
funny because we did that little vending live or vending academy thing, Jen and I, last night to test out that. And Anime Frank came on there and he's like, I forgot what Jonathan looked like. And I think a lot of people have honestly forgot what we looked like. So it's good to see
Well,
everybody's
I
faces.
mean, you haven't made any videos lately, so I could see that
I know.
happening.
Yeah, here we go. Already starting.
He's super
Uh,
busy. He's been getting a
yeah.
lot done though. I'm
That's
like
good. That's
always
good.
amazed at how much Jonathan gets done in a week. It's incredible. I call him the magician. So
Yeah. Well,
he's
without
awesome.
Natalie and the kids, I wouldn't be able to do half of what I do. So it's or more, honestly. And Natalie is the backbone of everything that we do, and the kids are just hustling, man. They are just kicking butt. And we got a lot of exciting news, a lot of stuff going on. So it's a good thing we did take a break, you guys, honestly, because there was no way I could have done all of this that we've done and done this too. So it's good to be back. And as far as I'm concerned, we won't stop unless there's some major issue. We're going to be here every week for you guys to do this because I did miss it a lot. Like it was very, it was sad because I don't get to see you guys and hear what you guys are doing. And we seem to talk more together when we're doing these things than we have been the past few. Like I haven't talked to you guys hardly at all. I talk to Jen a lot because we're close and we do stuff in the same area, so we're always working on MBVA stuff and stuff. But otherwise, like David's been busy, Matt's been busy. I know that you'll probably talk about it because your job, you've had to do the work of like 10 people the past few weeks, so you'll talk about all that. But anyways, let's do the super chat. We got a new super chat sound effect. I got this cool thing that I don't know if you guys have ever heard of. It's called a Stream Deck for us to play with, and it's got all the sound effects and stuff on it. But we do have a new super chat button, and let me try it and see if it works.
Ooh,
Mario,
Yahoo!
I love
it's
that
a
one.
me, Mario.
It's a
No more
me.
air
Mario
horns.
64 sound
So,
effect.
and then there's
Yip,
our
yip,
super
here
chat.
we go.
Check. Here we go. So, yeah.
You
So,
know what's killing me though? Like I don't know about you guys, but so we're using some new streaming software, right? And you put the comments up on the screen, but it's so small with text. Like, could you read that?
Yeah. So hit Control and use your scrolly button and scroll, and it'll make your whole window thing
Oh,
bigger.
I guess I can make my whole window bigger.
That's
Yeah.
what I
So,
did.
all
Wait,
right, there
how
But
do
we
you
go.
do
All
it?
right, that's better. Control
yeah,
and scroll. Yeah.
Control and the little scrolly button on your cursor, the little
on
scrolly
a Mac,
button.
it'd probably be Command, not
Yeah,
Control,
it'd be
because we
Command
have
for the Mac.
Macs.
It'd be
Sorry.
command on the
Yeah.
Mac.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know you had Mac too, Jen.
You can just grab the window and make it bigger in the corner. That's how I do mine. I don't know if
But
that
I
works.
just found on the top right hand corner, also the comment. There's a little bubble. You click on that, and it brings up
Oh,
all
there's the
comments.
chats. Okay.
Yeah,
All
so
Oh
I
right.
yeah,
just
So,
yeah.
found
Come
you
on,
guys,
that.
guys.
we're learning together.
Get
This
with
is
it,
new to
Learning
guys.
us,
Come
together.
but I don't see
on.
the super
Jeez.
chat. Can you highlight the super chat again so
Yeah,
we could
you
read
can
it?
do it. Yeah, Matt. Well, Matt's
There
got to
we
read it because he's
go. All right. All right. All right. I'm a little rusty, guys. So let's try it though. It's from Waco's Car Wash channel, Elevators and More. Super chat for $5. It says, last Sunday I was getting a car wash and halfway through, see, you just took it
It
away though.
disappeared.
You
It
just took it
disappeared
away.
It
halfway
goes away
through.
after 15 seconds. Sorry.
Last Sunday I was getting a car wash and halfway through it gave up and left trifoam soap all over my car. That
Oh,
sounds
Ew.
like it's a colorful situation.
did they
Yeah, like
refund
this.
your money?
That's the one that smells good. It smells like
It does smell
fruity.
good, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'm
But
sorry
I
about
know
that.
like around here they're building car washes like on every street. Like we're just car washes and storage units. I swear that's all we're building right now.
Oh, we have
And more
storage
houses.
units like crazy.
Yeah.
I like this. I can scroll through the live chats. Can people type in the chat and make? I want to see if it's still updating. Like I'm so paranoid this chat's not updating. Like the last person
Type
I
hello
saw was,
David in the chat.
yes, hello David. You're amazing. You're beautiful. Something like that. You know, it would all mean the same. I don't know if my chat's updating. Maybe I have to click off and on again. I
I
don't
just
know.
think people are watching. I don't know if they're
Oh,
typing.
there.
Yes.
Lolly,
It's
I was
updated.
just
Oh.
talking about you yesterday, by the way. I see Lolly say hi, David.
There we go.
AWE 2020.
Yeah, so there you go.
We has David up to. That's funny. And then Gumball make. I think he said something about make Gumballs great again. So, what have I been up to? I'm about 5'10". Oh, we got 27 viewers already. My goodness.
Wow. I thought maybe
Nice.
Clock Kicker walked in the way you reacted like that.
Oh, 28 viewers. Well, I didn't. I was just looking at the chat. I like this new system. I just need to figure out how to do the background thing. So, hi guys.
never
I miss
forget
you
that.
all so much. Like honestly, I was talking about how I miss you in my dreams, and that's kind of like a joke. But like honestly, I miss talking to you guys and such. And then I know Matt's been busy. Matt, you were safe from the hurricane, right? Because that was South Carolina got hit, right?
Yeah. So
Oh.
so I'm in South Carolina. I'm by the coast of South Carolina, and there were so there's obviously been multiple hurricanes lately, and Helene really affected Western North Carolina and Eastern
Yeah.
Tennessee. So I was safe there, and then Milton affected Florida. So again, I was safe there. So luckily,
you're like
not
just
affected here. But
lucky. I mean,
I think this
that's
is the
pretty
first year that we've had multiple hurricane threats that I didn't have to talk about possible evacuation. So that was nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I was worried about you over there, but then I know it was North Carolina that was hit, and then of course what was it? South Carolina? No, North Carolina, Georgia, and Florida. Yeah. So
Yeah.
trying to remember.
Yeah. Luckily it was I was not affected.
I'm glad you brought that up. I should reach out to all our NBVA vendors that are in Florida and see how everyone is faring.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up.
That's like my thoughts went to several of our members I know that are in Florida. Like Eli and Taylor. I meant ET Vending. I thought about them. I thought about Natasha and a few others that were over there. So, but I'm really happy to hear that most people that I know were safe and stuff in that area. And I missed it though because I went to Florida right before stuff though.
Nice.
Totally. That means we got another super chat. This one from 720 Vending. Mike says, welcome
up,
back.
Mike?
So happy to see everyone. Hey, Mike, thanks for the super chat.
Nice. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it. It's good to see everybody. And then, well, actually, Mike wants to come on and join us one of these weeks. And so I think that once we get kind of back in the swing of things, we can start bringing some guests in and that kind of stuff. So we'll get you on here, Mike, and a few other guests and stuff. But we just got to figure out what we're doing. Like, I still don't know how to use all this fancy stuff yet, but we'll figure it out and we'll get everybody on here and we'll schedule something. So I know you want to do that, and we'll get you on here, Mike. I promise. So, yes,
I
go
wanted to ask you guys, and maybe I don't want to take up the talking points. I don't know if this is a talking point, but
ahead.
you guys are all going to IAPA, right?
Correct. So are you.
Yes.
I don't know if I can make it, but I really want to go. I actually, I really want to go, but I just don't think I
Well, just
can with
go.
the
I
thing of
mean,
the
I
arcade.
mean, you're David from Xtreme Vending. You can make it happen.
Oh my goodness, I really want
It's
to
only a
so
few
bad.
David
days.
Johnson.
Yeah.
What's that?
That's what I told him. He
Jonathan
can sleep in my
actually,
bed. I don't care.
yeah. See, Jonathan's offered me a space. I just gotta get a
Yeah.
room, but it's also it really isn't about the.
No,
Well,
a
I'm
flight.
scared of flying, but it's really about like, can I get away? And it's just bad timing with the opening of Kenichi Claw 2.0. So that's where
Which
I'm
we need
struggling.
to talk about what everybody's been up to, and we'll just hit a couple comments, and then let's talk about what everybody's been doing the past few months. So this is a topic somebody wanted us to cover. Let's see if we can answer it real quick, and then we got a super chat, and then we'll check in. So go ahead, Matt.
JWE 2020 says, "What plush is everyone buying? What's popular right now? My stars are doing well."
So
Well,
what do
I'll say one thing that I'm sure we're going to talk about a lot tonight is IAPA, and I'm looking forward to going to IAPA to seek out some of the the different plush vendors and see what kind of cool new stuff is out there and what kind of show deals there's going to be. We'll talk more about plush and IAPA obviously throughout the night, but that's
yeah,
one of the things I'm
because
looking
we need
forward
to
to.
get David to go. That's just
I need to
given.
go there for the plush. Actually, honestly, that makes me that almost just made me buy a ticket right now.
Yep.
Because that's a good question right there for myself too. I got to
So
figure
just go
out
buy a
plush.
ticket.
So
Well, getting your free shipping from Rhode Island is huge.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, especially for us West Coasters because we don't have the benefits of what Matt has being that close to the East Coast. So for us, it's like so expensive to have. They got good stuff, and we just can't get it because the shipping's so expensive. So
Well,
definitely would be
just so
nice.
you know, the shipping's not that much cheaper here on the East Coast. They still take you on
Yeah.
the shipping.
Yeah. Especially the way they pack stuff sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Totally true. Oh, another super chat from Waco's Car Wash Channel, Elevators and More. A $5 super chat says, "This year I had 2 car washes malfunction on me."
Jeez.
wow.
I don't know. There's some neat new car washes now, and I think there's definitely a hole in the industry for
Oh
Teslas.
yeah,
Like those new touchless car washes because.
yeah.
Hmm.
And I'll tell you what, like I said, they're building them here on like every street, and I think each one is trying to outdo the other. Like the last one I went through, it was like going through a rave. I mean, there were strobe lights
Yeah.
and LED lights and like scents and like fog machines and like craziness. It was
I
like a
went.
party in a tunnel.
I went
That's so
today to get
awesome.
my car wash at my local car wash that I pay a monthly subscription, and there was 2 girls working at this time, and then it dawned on me. I'm like, what? I've never seen. There's that bikini bottom whatever coffee place. If you combine the coffee, bikini, and car wash, you got the ultimate thing. Like I wouldn't do it because I'm Mormon and stuff. There's 2 things I would never touch, but I'm like, man, a businessman might want to take advantage of that and take that idea and combine that.
Is it bad that you said bikini bottom? The first thing I thought of was SpongeBob SquarePants.
Yeah, me
Well, I
too.
don't
I
know
did
what it's
too.
called. Bikini bean.
I did
I
too.
call it bikini bottom, but it's actually it's bikini bean. The
Well,
bikini
like
bean
here we
coffee
have
place.
them, and they're called bottoms up, is what they're called here. I
Oh,
don't know
Oh,
what
there's
they
like
are everywhere
5
else.
or 6 different brands here.
Yeah,
oh,
so
really?
yeah,
Yeah.
they're pretty, yeah. So for sure. Okay, so let's cover what everybody's been doing. So who wants to go first?
I think we should hear from David first.
Okay, David,
Oh,
hit us.
okay. Well, I'm actually really busy, guys. I'm in the process of Kenichi Claw 2.0. I've been working on that, and it's been a big process, and I can't wait till it's up and running. I have a couple more weeks before I can actually open. Actually, today I got my sign. It's in my. I just barely opened it, and I got to see it. My neon sign, and I'm waiting for some shipment and just feeling a little overwhelmed, honestly. But that's because I'm about to do a launch, and that's understandable. And then you're trying to keep track of your current route and stuff. But it's pretty exciting. Kenichi Claw 2.0 will be sending some pictures soon, probably to everyone and showing people what's going on when it's done. But that's what I've been working on
Nice.
for the past few months.
Very
That's
cool.
awesome.
Nice. What else? How's your route
Uh,
going?
my route's good. I mean, we've expanded on some of my spaces of the spin to wins, man. I got some of those spin to wins. I got like 5 of them now, and every time I do a collection at the spin to win, it's like my top earning machine. Matt, if you put that in your, if you got like go to candy machines or whatever and get a spinning machine, those things are like they're
That's
addicting.
yeah, that's what I'm looking forward. Another thing I'm looking forward to at IAPA is going to see the different machines and try to make a decision because if you watch my game store videos, my barber cut just keeps declining in popularity, and I need something new. I need something fresh, and that's what I want to do in that spot. So I'm trying to find out which machine I want to go with. Obviously, there's a lot of options, and there'll probably be even more once we get to the show this year. So who
Yeah,
knows?
those
But
Yeah.
that's the way I'm leaning for sure.
Well,
Yeah,
you're
those
running.
spin
So
machines
You're
are
even
running
when
a.
you're changing out product, it's not bumping it back up to where it was. It's just steadily, even changing out the items, it's still going down. Is that what you're?
Yeah, I think people are tired of that. That machine has been in that store since the store opened. So that machine has been in that store now for about 5 years. So it's
Okay.
time for a new fresh machine. All the other machines I've changed out, but that one is one of the original machines when I very first got that location. It's time for something fresh, honestly.
Do you have a spot to put that one so that you're not taking it back to the shop?
It'll probably end up. I'll probably move some things around, and it'll probably go to the flea market mini arcade. I think it would do better right
Oh,
now at the mini arcade at the flea market right now.
Nice.
But honestly, like I'm and I'll talk about it when it's my turn. But I'm trying to work towards newer machines from this point on. I'll tell you
Yeah.
why
Well,
once
why,
David's done.
I'm
Because you
done
watched
giving my
Jonathan
update.
suffer with them for the past 6 months. That's probably why. That's
I
probably
don't know if
why.
I've
I
ever
love.
told you my story about barber cuts, but I bought one that was used from Betson, and the first day it got put out, I guess the power supply wasn't high enough, and someone won all the prizes.
Oh,
And
It might not have been
I
calibrated.
had, oh, it was calibrated, but the power supply was fluctuating so much
Mhm.
that it wasn't keeping stuff consistent.
So it was probably going
And
really slow and allowing people to really fine tune where they
Yeah.
stopped it.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. So they got Beats, they got a camera, they got a
Oh,
Kindle. It was decently expensive. So, oh, there was an iPad. That was the killer.
Oh.
yeah.
mm.
Mhm.
So that was my first experience with one of those.
So you are the
So
first
Never
one to
again.
get those spinning clip machines from Rainy, right, David? So you're like the first one to get one.
Yeah, actually, it was really funny. I posted that video, and apparently, a lot of customers at Rainy had before they went in there and ordered it. So I'm sure they got their spins. So I'm hoping to see some more videos of the spin, the wins. But like when I go, I'm going there tomorrow early in the morning to the movie theater, and that movie theater, that spin the win's doing like $200, $300 in like a week. And then it's like I go in there and you know how it is
misinformation.
when you just get the money salads. The money salad is just crazy in that machine, and
Oh, I
oh, the
think
one
we're at
I like about
Disneyland all of a sudden.
yeah,
Yeah,
the
Disneyland.
reason why I like Rainy so much is there's 3 little prize lockers on there too, and it's super cute. And she fixed the little weird little arrow thing
Is
that
it
went
is
down
it
that
more of
looked
an
like
arrow now and not a body parts?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a better one. It doesn't look like a mushroom stamp anymore. Um,
Well, I know that a lot of people have been asking about that machine, and I know that you got one. So I think that there's definitely some excitement about it, and you can't beat the price. So I'm excited to hear how it's working because I wanted to know because we're gonna order some too. I just think it's a great idea, and I really like what she's done with it. So very cool, David. So what else? Anything else exciting going on?
um, just I think the main thing is just the Kenichi Claw 2.0. That's what I've been really working hard on. And I wish I was launched now and I could be in like the office space myself and be there showing you guys around, but we're not quite there. And so yeah, maybe in a few weeks we'll be able to discuss it and be launched for once. But like I said, I'm gonna be. That's what's holding me back from IAPA is just Kenichi Claw. is working on this space. So
Nice. Who wants to go second?
Very cool. Jen, do you want to go second, or you want me to go second?
I can go.
Okay, go for it. Go for it.
I've just been running my route, trying to get a little more organized. I hired someone to help me out, and I was pretty lucky to snag her from a competitor that didn't have a spot for her anymore. And so I'm just really excited about like our progression, and we have similar backgrounds. So she's going to help me with um, my office stuff, and then also going around and merchandising with me or for me. And I'm just excited because the potential for adding her has really helped me lately. So
Nice.
that's what I've been up to. Nothing real big, just running my route. And I got my order from Rainy in, so I've been getting those out and just kind of going about figuring out that whole, because it is a new system for me. So just working on that.
Nice. Very cool. All right, Matt, hit us up. Let's
I gotta,
go.
I gotta say, Jen, I'm a little jealous that like when I think about all those little tasks that I wish I didn't have to do, like, you know, entering all the inventory into the system, or unboxing all the product and getting it ready for, or pre-kitting or anything like that. That just sounds so nice to have an employee or something like that to do that for you. But I'm not there yet. Anyway, so yeah, I've been super busy. The time off from the stream has actually been very beneficial for me, but because it's given me a couple more hours every week to put into vending or to put into all that stuff. But it seems like when one door opens or another door closes, so to speak, because I've had so many problems with my older machines over the past couple months. If you've seen in my videos, I've had errors on my claw machines. I've had all kinds of stuff that I've had to deal with and fix, and constantly have to run up to the location and reset machines, or repair strings, or just like all those little mundane things like that. That's been my issue. And that's why I say I'm really trying to move towards all newer machines going forward. The only problem is, I go to these auctions and I get these great deals, these $100 claw machines that
yeah,
need a minor repair. And then it's like, then what do you do? But,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm really trying to work towards new machines. And I think the first thing I'm going to start with is probably some sort of spin and win machine to replace the barber cut. Even though the barber cut hasn't had any problems, it's just like I said, it's losing popularity, and I want something new and fresh in that spot. So that's what we're working on. But otherwise, the vending business in general has been super good. It's been very busy. We've moved some machines around. Where actually I just finalized a new location today, so that's a good thing. And it's
Nice.
funny because I keep saying that I don't want to grow the full line part of it. I just only want to grow the amusement part of it. But I swear the full line grows itself, guys. I mean, word of mouth travels. Somebody says, "Hey, who does your vending services?" And they give them your name, and all of a sudden they're calling you like, "I want a vending machine at my business." And it's like, well, I'm not going to turn it down, but I don't want to grow the full line. But it seems like it's just going to grow itself at this point. So yeah, new location, new soda machine location at a warehouse. So it should do pretty well. I've got permission to film there too, so we'll be able to show it in future videos. So you guys will see that coming up. But I had to order a machine today, so there's been that. But like I was saying, the vending business is doing really good. In the end of 2023 and early 2024, I've been implementing credit card readers on as many machines as I could get them on. And from end of year 2023 to current year 2024, we've already doubled our sales for the year. So
wow,
very good year. Very good year. Things are growing nicely.
congrats, Matt. That's awesome.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
So going back to the old machines and all that. So that we've got old arcades, and then we've got a toy soldier and a big choice machines. And your hot stuff and your toy taxi and stuff remind me of those machines, because
Yes.
in the industry as a whole, like from what everybody says, is like those are the ones you buy. Those are the ones that last forever and they do so well. But I really feel like after a certain point, they just kind of give up. Like mine have just had, like you said, I don't know if it's a give up or they just I don't know
Well,
what it
you
is.
know, so big picture, that those machines are from the early 2000s. So they're reaching their 20-year mark. So I mean, obviously they still work. Obviously they still make money on route, but you're going to have to spend a little bit more time and give them a little bit more attention to keep them running properly.
Yeah.
That's what it all comes down to. Unlike a new machine where you can kind of set it and forget it from a maintenance standpoint. These ones, they're just like cars. When you get to drive a brand new car, you don't have to worry about maintenance problems. But when you have a car that's 20 years old, you're gonna have to do more to it. That's just how it works.
Yeah. Well,
I do
we
think that there's still a place in the market for those older ones,
Absolutely,
especially
absolutely,
yeah.
yeah,
especially if you have a place where they just beat on the machine and beat on the machine. Those newer machines
yeah,
really aren't built for that. And
absolutely.
keeping a few on hand just for those kind of locations, because sometimes those are some of the best ones. But I don't know. I mean, there is a balancing act of, can you make it look like a new machine and have it still maintained so that it can take the beating? And you got to find that balancing point. How much
Totally.
time do I want to invest in this, turd, and shine it up so that
Right,
it
right, right.
works? But I mean, I've seen where people have put new LEDs on the sides, and then I always change out the ones inside.
Hmm.
But I definitely agree. I have way more issues with my older smart claws than I do with my newer ones. But I'm
Yep.
just wondering what the threshold or the planned obsolescence is for these new machines. Like, how long
Yeah,
are they going to last?
Mhm.
But I mean,
and
they're cheap enough that,
yeah, and like you said, I really think it depends on the location. There's definitely still a place for them. They still make money. But like I'm trying to keep my more popular, more busy locations to new machines and use those for some maybe a little bit slower location or one that maybe doesn't have as much foot traffic, so to
Right.
speak.
And then I think that the attraction factor of them is just not even close to what the new stuff is. I mean, you can see the
Totally
new
not. Totally
machines
not.
a mile away, and I think that that's a big difference too. But we have a lot of older arcade machines too. Like we have our Cruising USAs and our Arctic Thunders, and the Cruising USA just cost us, another $900 to fix it. But it'll probably run for another 3 or 4 years, I'm guessing, and it'll probably be fine. But parts are getting scarcer. We had to buy a board from another machine to put into ours to make it work because some of the
Yep.
chips aren't available anymore.
Yeah, they don't make a
So
lot of that stuff anymore.
no, they don't. And then one chip that went bad, of course, you know, is that chip that they don't make anymore. So we had to run into that issue. But I think you're right. I mean, I think that when you look at machines like we got that Perfect 10, like you can see that machine like a mile away. Like that thing is insane. So definitely there's a nice attraction factor to the new machines, and I think that that's what kids they like flashy lights, and like our big joist just has red lights down the side of it, and that's pretty
Yep.
much it. There's nothing
Yep.
else to it. So but anyways, it does fine in a small little place like you're talking about where it doesn't get a lot of traffic. So yeah. So before we get on to what we've been up to, I want to hit some super chats real quick.
Yeah, I saw a few came in. There we go. This one from Jesse. He says, "Hello, vending crew. Thank you for inspiring me and doing what you are doing. I got LLC set up and a mini claw located. I appreciate you guys. Can't wait to see what the future holds with you guys." Thanks, Jesse.
Hey, congrats. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that's pretty
awesome.
cool.
Very cool.
This one from Waco's Car Wash Channel, Elevators and More. It's a $2 super chat. Says, "Last night I found a snake in my house." I'm
Oh,
sorry,
wow.
I just pictured Woody saying that.
I was just
Right?
thinking that. I was just thinking of
Right,
there's
there's
a
a
snake
snake
in
in my
my
boot.
boot.
In my boot. Yeah. I actually I ran into a rattler 2 weeks ago, a rattler snake. That was scary.
Ooh,
We were
I
walking
didn't
in
know
the
they had.
dark. My wife and I have been going on walks, and we heard a rattle. And I thought it was one of those weird June bugs or whatever. And then in the road there was a rattlesnake, so that was scary.
Yeah.
No
yikes.
thanks.
Yeah, I know, right?
So let me cover a couple of these, and then we'll get into. So just so we don't get behind, hold on 1 second. Go ahead, Matt.
All right, Jay Hayes says, "Do you all have your location signed contracts or just a handshake deal? If no contract, are you worried about if business goes under and getting the machine out?" I know I don't I just do handshake deals on mine. As a matter of fact, the deal I closed today, I asked him for a 24-month commitment pending, of course, that I maintain good service. But we're not signing any paperwork or anything like that.
We're the same. We don't have contracts. We feel if they want us out, we'll just remove our stuff. But we've never lost a location yet, so I don't foresee that being an issue. But we don't really want to be there if they don't want us anyways. So the only thing, and I'm sure they're not going to take our machine or anything like that. So we would just go pick it up and take it away. So I don't really worry about that too much. We do provide our locations with our copy of our insurance, and our information and stuff, so they have it. But most locations have good insurance, so they don't need it. But at least then they know we have insurance and stuff. So we do that part of it, but we don't do a contract. Anybody else?
So I do both. If it's a small mom and pop shop, obviously they're not going to want the handshake. I mean, they're not going to want a contract and stuff like that. But if it's a bigger account, it's like semi-corporate, franchise and stuff like that. That's when I do the contract, because I want to be able to lock myself in there so no one else kicks me out or whatnot. So I mean, I would feel it how it is. Feel the game, see what's going on, and then make the decision off of that.
What about you, Jen?
So I'm kind of torn on the topic. I've always been a no contract. I want people to see my level of service and base it off of that. But I got into a pretty deep conversation with a guy that's been in the industry for a long time. And we talked about the different positives and negatives of both sides. And the more and more we talked, the more I think I'm going to start having, for better locations, having a pretty good contract in place, because I lost one of my best buffets because they want to try their hand at putting in their own equipment. And I think if I would have had a contract with them, it would have helped with that. And so I think going forward for some of my bigger, better accounts, I'm going to start implementing those. I know that a lot of amusement guys are firm on it, and they've always believed that having a contract is like number one importance. So I think that there are two sides to it. You don't want people to feel like they are stuck into something, but I do think for your peace of mind that it can be a helpful thing. So that's where I stand on it. I don't normally do them, but I think I'm going to start doing more of them.
And if you guys go into the Discord, to the search bar at the top and you type in contract, there's a ton of conversations in the Discord about contracts, and there actually is files and images and stuff of contracts that people are using for their accounts. So if you wanted an idea of how to get started, or possibly steal some ideas or whatever, they're in there. So definitely use the Discord to your advantage for that kind of stuff. So
Well,
pretty much
and
anything
Volcon just asked me if some insurance companies want to see a contract to insure the location. That really depends on your insurance company. If they're wanting a rider, I'm sure that they are, or additional insured is another way to put it. I'm sure that they do want a contract, but it's totally up to your insurance company. I've never had them ask for a contract. So.
Yeah, I've had the opposite. So we have a location that we got last week that they want them listed as additionally insured on our insurance policy for those locations. So we did have to do that which we'll talk about here in a minute, but we had to do that for one of our locations last week. So that is pretty common, that if they want you to have $1 million insurance policy, and they want to be listed as additionally insured in case there's a problem. So it does happen.
My laundromat location's like that. Exactly.
Yep.
Yep.
So, and then there was one other one. What are you laughing at?
Oh man, PA Pokemon Balls.
Oh yeah,
he's a jokester. He's a jokester.
Yeah, he's pretty funny. There was one other one I saw. Oh, right here. So he was talking about new claw machines.
This one, it's Evan Williams says, just had issues with 3 brand new claws this weekend. Kids reached in and snapped a plexi guard, stole plush. Newer isn't always better. Old CRT arcades are money pits.
Yeah.
So I mean, I agree. I agree with the new machine comments. Sometimes there can be problems with those too, but CRT machines aren't always money pits if you know what you're doing.
Yeah. Luckily, we have a good mechanic that comes from, or a technician, I guess you'd say. It's not really a mechanic, but a technician that comes from Sacramento to fix ours, but he does charge $170 just to come. Then it's $170 per hour. So if you want to get into the business of fixing arcade machines, you could probably make a pretty penny. Around us, there's nobody. He's the only one.
Yeah,
And
I could totally do it. I just don't have the time. That's my problem.
my God, I can't believe how much he charges. But man, I mean, like, he came to our location and he pulled the board out of the machine and was like soldering stuff on the board and like fixing it. Like, I mean, like, he's legit, you know, like there's not many of those people left, and he has like a giant tool chest of old parts and stuff that you can't find anywhere. And so he's able to do magic that I've never seen before. So all right, before we get into more comments, so let's talk about what we've been up to. So any of you that have been in the Discord or in the industry in the past few months know that we've been pretty busy. So we launched our website right at the time that we stopped. And we started with the claw stand and patenting that, and that still is in patent pending process, which is a nightmare. So if you ever want to get something patented, it takes a long time, but it is patent pending, which is great. But we started with that, and then we started getting into other things on our website that we were selling, our advertising screens. But the whole thing that I think behind the scenes a lot of people don't know is that there was a lot of research and development that goes into like the screens and the stands, and each one of the wraps that we did that are on our website, like each one of those is about 40 or 50 hours worth of time of design and putting it all together. And then I have to send it off and have it approved, and then they print mock-ups, and there's all this stuff that has to go into the process. So our big focus was getting the website done, and the goal of that was to get a place where everybody can go and grow their business and buy stuff that's going to make their business better. And so that's what we've been really focusing on. And then we've acquired in the meantime quite a few new amusement locations. And then last week, it kind of was crazy. It started right at the beginning of the month, and then we've acquired, it looks like we're up to about 46 full line locations last week. So like Matt said, we thought we were done with full line and we weren't going to do any more full line. Luckily, we became friends with a guy in our area that's also in the Discord, and he is a young guy. It's awesome. And we've kind of partnered up together, and he's going to be taking over and running the full line department, and he's super excited. So we're going to work together, and basically we have to go to each of these locations and put the credit card readers on and do all the stuff together. So we're going to have a lot of work. And then so that was kind of exciting. So we acquired all those locations, and then we also ordered a bunch of machines from Rainy, which show up next week, that we've got to get set up like Jen did. So we've got a lot going on. And then which we're going to talk about later is the Vending Academy. Jen and I and Matt and David, we've been working really hard to get the Vending Academy started. And there was somebody that posted in the comments, how do I get some one-on-one time? And that's what the Vending Academy is all about. So we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But that's what's been going on with us. Lots of good stuff, a lot of exciting things, and mostly on our website and stuff that we've been doing, and then the Discord and everything. So yeah, that's us. So let's get back into comments. What did I miss? Oh, let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to get caught up here. I thought I missed one, but I guess I didn't. Okay, so Jen, I can hear you typing. Let's see. Oh, okay. There we go. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get caught up, and now there I go. Okay. So I think we're caught up. I mean, there's a few comments in there, but it looks like mostly people are talking to each other in the chat. So I wanted to talk about the Vending Academy. If you guys wanted to talk about that, if you want to talk about it now, or if you want to talk about it in a little bit, it's up to you guys. What do you think?
Let's do it now.
Okay. Check this out. I'm gonna press a button. What?
You did.
Okay.
You
Look at that. Popped right
it
up.
worked. Transitioned perfectly.
Wow. Okay.
Where's the
So
ball?
you want to go first, Jen?
Basically,
Or
we're
put me on the spot.
just. No, I don't care.
Okay.
We wanted to come up with topics that people are interested in learning more about because we're constantly asked different questions, whether it be through Facebook or the Discord or different things. And so we wanted to have a one central place where a lot of our knowledge is dumped and can be accessed. And then we are going to have different meetups with the people that are a part of it. People can ask questions. So we're working on a Monday motivation little meeting. I recorded my faster on your route video this morning. And we just have a huge list of topics that we're really trying to cover. And we also want to hear from people as far as what they're trying to learn about. So that's kind of the overall of what we're trying to accomplish with the school and have a meeting of the minds basically.
So we didn't realize is like how cool school really is. That sounds kind of like I rhymed that on purpose, but school is actually pretty cool. So it's not just a place that you can have classes and a learning part of it, but it's also a community. So there's like community, there's a community tab that you can actually like have conversations, just kind of like Discord. So the goal that we kind of wanted to do is have a place that people are either they're very serious about getting started, or they've been in the industry a while and they're wanting to learn new things and teach new people about getting into the vending industry. So we're looking into how much stuff there actually is. What we kind of all agreed on, the four of us, to do was that each of us would do 2 classes or live streams or whatever it may be, like meetings a month. So that would be about 8 meetings or classes a month that we will be inputting into school. And so that means that there's probably going to be at least 2 new things every single week that whether it's you're plus what Jen's doing, which is really cool. And I'm thank you, Jen, for doing that. But she's planning on doing every Monday morning, even with Natalie, they might do it together. But they're gonna do like a coffee, like a get your week started kind of coffee thing, right? Isn't that kind of your premise? And so you can
Yeah.
sit down, yeah, have coffee together and talk about kicking off your week and what you have planned for the week, and maybe get
And
yourself on
just
track.
goal. I have a worksheet that Sydney's working on for setting like your short term and your long term goals and then breaking it down and just a way to like hold each other accountable or also bring up things that other people might not have thought of as a direction for their business. And so that's kind of where we're going with that Monday motivation coffee meetup.
Yeah, and I think that Pokemon Pulls cracks me up. Um, but I think that the whole idea is that we want a place also where people can go and actually maybe share information that you wouldn't share anywhere else. It's not going to be like a Facebook group or something like that. It's going to be where we can share information that is a little more serious and help each other grow a little bit tighter community is kind of the goal. So if you want to join us, it'd be great. The person, I can't remember their name. I saw it in the chat that they were looking for one-on-one time. If you just go to our website, it says at the bottom, we have an education tab on howardhospitality.com, and it gives you a link to where the school is. And then also, there is one-on-one conversations that you can have with us on there too. You can schedule those times with us too. So that's also on there. So there's a lot to see on the education tab. But that's what school is. More questions, just put them in the comments and we'll cover them. So yeah, pretty exciting. I love
Yeah.
my
Too cool for
buttons.
school.
Well, it worked out great. Last night we talked with Lolly and had it helped like generate some ideas for different things that she might be wanting to do or what other people want to do. So we're hoping to just keep that ball rolling.
Yeah, David, you missed it. She walked us through her clockade. So she took
Oh,
you have to go back and watch the video. She walked us
so
through her.
funny. 'Cause I was talking
Hey,
about
It's so
yeah.
Lolly.
cute.
I
Mhm.
was who was I talking to? I was talking to some friends and I was telling them all about Lolly's arcade. And I was trying to remember the name of her arcade because I wanted to look it up on the internet. Do you guys remember the name of it? She told me her name like a long time ago, but let me
Kelly
see. I
Claw.
have to look at what's that?
Yeah, Cali Claw.
Cali Claw. That's it. Oh, cool. Awesome. I'm
Yeah.
going to look for it so I don't forget about it. Cali Claw. There we go. I think I found it already. Actually, that might be another Cali Claw. I lied. I'm going to have to. Well, at least I got the name written down because I want to go look them up. Oh, there it is. I found the images. Yeah, there we go. I need to talk to them again. I really love talking. Speaking of which, I really want to see. I hope everyone's going back to March in Vegas, MBVA. Are you guys all planning on going? I was planning on going.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
What?
I will always
Of course
be
I'm
there.
going. You gotta go to Vegas. I mean, you gotta go to
I was
Vegas.
like really heartbroken for a second.
Just like how you're coming to IAPA. It's the same thing.
Uh-oh. Jonathan, are you on the
I
phone?
think Jonathan's mute.
Jonathan's muted.
Jonathan,
All of a sudden,
make sure your mute button is unchecked.
uh-oh.
Is that better?
My parents are calling
That's
me.
better.
I'm going to mute
Okay.
myself. I'll be right back.
Okay. Sorry,
And
I'm
then
getting over
there
a
were
cold, and
three.
so I've been muting my cough, so I apologize. But yeah, he'll be back.
It's all good.
So Jesse, I see you have a NIAX question in the chat, and I think that if you want to contact us in Discord, I'll pop it up your comment here, but we can help you, and we have all the settings and stuff we can send you and stuff. So I'm not really sure what your question is, but and then Matt is a wizard when it comes to NIAX also, and then we also have Gopher in the Discord that can help you with NIAX also. So there is a NIAX channel in the Discord that is just for technical questions and help. So hopefully you're in the Discord and you can go in there and just go to that channel, and then Gopher will help you direct.
So
or
it looks
we'll be
like
happy.
he did post one question here in the chat. Actually, two questions in the same post. So one of them is some of the terms like operator. He's not sure if that refers to the credit card reader or himself. Operator would be you. You're the operator. We are all operators as vending machine business operators. And then how to connect to your business account to NIAX. Well, when you set up your NIAX account, they actually ask you for all that information, so they'll tie it all to that, so they know where to direct deposit your money. So
that's the
if you
best
don't
part.
have a NIAX, if you don't have an account with NIAX, when you set one up, they will ask you for all of your business account information.
Yep. So you should have a business account, so you can give that to them, and they can deposit it right into your business account, which is sweet.
I think I
every
even
week
had to send them. I feel like I even had to send them a voided check or a scan of one or something like that. Yeah,
I did that.
It was a long time ago.
Nice. Okay, so
speaking of NIAX, let's talk about NIAX for just a minute, guys. Did you know we're still giving away that NIAX VPOS Touch credit card reader? The winner will be drawn at the end of this month. I've been sharing the links in my video descriptions. I think there's one in this live stream description. Jonathan, can you confirm that?
Yes, I put it. Yep, I put it in the description down below.
Perfect, guys. So there's 2 weeks left to sign up. If you guys haven't signed up, scroll on down to the description, fill out that form. NIAX is going to automatically draw a winner, and then they will contact you. So it's not like we're going to be drawing it here on one of the live streams. It's going to be done directly from NIAX, and NIAX will then ship it out to you and all that stuff. So if you don't have NIAX yet, or if you want to add one more to your account, go sign up for possibly winning a free one. You can find that information down in the description.
Nice. I did put it in there. As soon as you sent that to me, I went in there and did it because I knew I'd forget otherwise.
Perfect.
So, Night Flame, really easy question to this, or really easy answer to this one.
All right. Night Flame says, are you all moving from Discord to school, or what would be better for me to join?
The answer is
two
both.
Separate things. Yeah, 2 separate things.
So, Discord is great, and that's a great place for you to find a lot of free information, and almost everybody that we know is in the Discord, which is awesome. So the Academy is for, sorry guys, the troops are out, I guess. So so the Academy is for people that, it's $10 a month, and so it's people that are a little more serious about getting started or joining that and getting more tips and tricks and stuff. to help their business with a little more dedicated time together. So that's the difference. But both are great. And Discord, you always join the Discord. That should be your first step. And then after that, if you choose to join the Vending Academy, it's great, but you don't have to. So,
I think it's also the level of knowledge that's going to be shared, I think, is a little bit higher in school versus Discord. I mean, there is crossover, but I feel like taking a deeper dive into certain topics and just getting into the nitty gritty of things that aren't typically talked about in public forums is
yeah.
something that I would like to focus on for the school. Is just kind of a little more niche kind of things, or how to, I don't know, just I think that it's a little bit more of a deep dive
Well,
or
I
a little
think too,
more one-on-one
sorry.
too.
Well, and I
No, go
think
ahead.
that one of my big goals too for it is that, which I, as you guys know, because I used to do all the giveaways for the live stream, as I really want to see discounts for the Academy members that you can't find anywhere else, and to hopefully get those companies, like we did those meet the industry videos and stuff, and I'm hoping to get those people to come into our actual live streams and Zoom calls and stuff, and actually come in and talk to people one on one and all of us together. And hopefully you get to meet those people. So when you go to MBVA in March, like, those people. So when you're walking around and you go by the All-Star booth, you'll see Sharon and you'll be like, oh, there's Sharon. she was on the live with us. And so you kind of get like an in, so when you go to the show, all these people, and it's part of the whole package. So that's kind of the goal, is that you're going to get a little more, I think, a little more in with this academy than you would just being like in the industry as a whole. So that's kind of the goal, I think, more too. I'd really like to focus on. So, okay. Everybody's talking about Vegas. Don't forget, IAPA is in November too, so you got that before you get to Vegas. So I don't know how many people are going. We're lucky to go because one of our really good friends had some miles that they shared with us. Otherwise, we wouldn't be going to IAPA. So luckily, that's the reason that we're going, because we're tapped with all the stuff that we're doing. So thank you to that special person that helped me with their miles, so then I can go to the show and hang out with everybody. So it is pricey if you're coming from the West Coast to get to Florida for the plane flight. The rooms are cheap, but the plane flight. So I know what David's talking about with.
Tell your friend if they have any extra leftover miles, I could use some for Vegas in March.
I know, right?
No, just get a credit. Just get a Southwest credit card.
That's you know what? It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny you say that, because literally, so I talked about in one of my previous videos that we had that big Italian festival this past weekend. So I was getting all my machines ready and getting everything all stocked up. Well, anyway, so I'm at the Italian festival, and my phone starts giving me these text messages from Bank of America, like, "Did you authorize this charge on the TikTok shop?" I'm like, "No." So my credit card got, I don't know, hacked or whatever, and somebody went nuts on the TikTok shop. So my credit card is currently canceled right now, and they're sending me a new one. But I'm like, if I'm going to go through the hassle of resetting up my credit card on all my like payment option things, like, I might as well switch to a credit card that's going to give me some miles.
Yeah.
So you say the Southwest has a pretty good deal? Maybe I'll have to look into
but
that.
before you do it, text me, because we can get you companion so that your wife can fly free with you for a full year.
Ooh.
Or if
Not
done
that she-
correctly, 2 years.
Not that she flies, but still, yeah.
Yeah.
We
One of
can
your
talk
kids?
about that. Oh, there you go. Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Nice.
All right, we'll talk after the show.
Nice.
And it's not information that I'm gatekeeping. I mean, there's tons of groups out there. If you guys want to look up how to do it, it's a lot of information out there on getting companion.
It's not really applicable for a vending live stream.
Yeah, exactly.
What days are you guys going to IAPA?
So we want to make sure that everyone knows we're doing an NBVA meetup the first night of the show floor. So I
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yes. So on Tuesday night after the show, we're going to announce where we're meeting. We haven't done that yet. But make sure that you keep an eye out. If you are an NBVA member, we are doing a meetup, and it's not going to be on the show floor like past years. We're going to do it at a restaurant that's off site so that there's no confusion with bringing beverages onto the show floor. So keep an eye out for that. We will talk about it more as we get closer, but I just want to make sure everyone knows the first night of the show floor, we're doing an NBVA meetup.
There you go.
Yep.
Cool. All right. So I'm driving in on Monday, so that way I can get settled. And Jonathan, if I'm not
Pick me up
mistaken,
from the airport.
you're flying in Monday night, right? So
Yeah.
I'll be picking up Mr. Howard from the airport.
Yeah,
And
like at
then,
11 o'clock at night.
It's no problem. And then I'll wait 11 o'clock my time or your time. That might be a problem.
No, it'd be Florida time, so it'd be
Okay.
would be
All
like
right.
9 o'clock my time or 8 o'clock my time.
Yeah.
Or something.
Okay. All right. Well, that's fine. That's no problem. And then
Yeah.
we're leaving after the show on Friday, so I'm going to be there all week. I know last year, so the show runs 4 days: Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Tuesday is always crazy because everybody's there. But if you can stay till Friday, or if you can come to the show late and just go on Friday was so much more chill.
Yeah, it was awesome. There was nobody there. It was very
I got
cool.
I got a lot of filming done on Friday, which was nice. So
that's when I filmed too. Yep.
Yeah.
I'll probably have to change my flight. I think I was going to go home on Friday, but maybe I'll stay.
Yeah.
And
that's
Jonathan,
when we did all our filming.
What day are you staying till?
I don't remember. I have to look. I can't remember.
I feel like you were leaving Thursday.
Okay. I might be leaving Thursday late, but I know that I couldn't believe how many people, even after Tuesday, like how much it thinned out compared to what it was the first day. Like the first day, you couldn't. It was nuts.
We gauged it by the wait time for the massage chairs. That's what it was. The wait time for the massage chairs was minimal on Friday, but on Monday you were waiting like 30 minutes for a massage.
So, question for you, Matt, looks like.
Yes. This one from Dragon Hill Games says, in a recent video, you mentioned you were having issues with the new Candy Machines electronic vending machines with cards jamming up. I was thinking about buying one of these. Can you elaborate? Yeah. So I don't know. Honestly, what I think the problem is, and I think there's not enough weight on those weight plates on the top. So I'm going to probably put an extra magnet or something on to help hold those down. But basically, my card folders kept getting crumpled. Like I showed in the one video, it looked like Pikachu's tail afterwards, like when I pulled it out. So it got crumpled, and then probably when it got crumpled, it lifted it up, and then that just, obviously jammed it. So it couldn't push anymore because it wasn't a flat surface at that point. So it's happened to me a couple times. And I'm like I said, I'm working on seeing if maybe I can get some magnets or something to set on top there to get more weight.
That's a
on
genius.
those
I feel like a little kid in school, like, pick me. I know how to help. I know how to help.
Yeah.
Tell me. Tell me.
So when you put your cards in, do you bend them?
Bend the cards?
Yeah, no. You don't want to put a crease in it. But when you put stickers into a machine, you want to create an arch so that when you have the weight coming down, the front that comes out of the machine, it's at an angle. So you want to bend them up like a rainbow. And so when you're putting it in, do you have the open side going out first?
No.
I have the closed side going out first.
Yes.
Okay, well, that's part of your problem. Unless they design their machine differently. So that might be something that you need to ask Kevin about, if they design their machine to have the opening at the back instead of at the front. But a traditional sticker machine, you usually want the opening to go out first.
Interesting.
Oh.
I've never ran any sticker machine like that.
So There are exceptions. There are a few cutting edge machines that I have to do them the opposite way, but I just know because I can't adjust the opening. That's another thing. So on the front side of where the sticker goes through, there's a little plate, at least on a traditional one. I don't know what theirs looks like because I haven't bought one, but there's a plate that you can adjust up and down. And so if your cards are thicker, it's going to catch on that top piece.
Yeah, that might be
So
the
you
case.
might have to take that plate and just lift it a little bit. So what I do is when I'm adjusting that plate, I put whatever my card size is in and then adjust it accordingly. So
Interesting. I'll have to look into that for
that's,
sure.
yeah. So usually you have to take out the column. I don't know how that would work with it being a digital one, but I'm sure that there's an adjustable plate that goes up and down as like the gate. It's like the gatekeeper.
Sure,
But
sure.
bend them a little bit and then put them in and then put your weight on.
So you're saying bend the folders, right? Not the actual
Yeah,
cards.
not
Yeah,
the actual cards, but once the cards are in the folders, take the stack. Do you put them in with like 20 at a time in the rubber band stacks? So take that and kind of bend it and
Okay.
then put it in, and then that weight will make it so that the bottom side it's more likely to go under the gate than if you
Interesting.
were to just leave it.
Interesting. Okay.
So, there are
So
other
so I
little
know
things
that.
that you can do to adjust it. What?
Yeah. No, go ahead. I'm sorry. Finish. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
I mean, there's
So
other things that you can do to adjust it as far as the tension, but I don't know how exactly that would work with it being digital. Because I know that some of mine, I take one of the springs off on the plunger. I like having two, but some of them, the springs are so tight that it pulls it too fast, and the card can get stuck on the gate. So there's
So
my
and honestly, you know what's funny is I haven't had a jam with these new machines for months, and then all of a sudden I got like 2 or 3 jams,
yeah.
and it's probably user error. It's probably the way, you know, I think maybe we're just in a hurry with loading the cards or something. I'm sure it's something like that, because for the longest
Or
time I
it
didn't have
could
any
be
jam.
that the card is at the one side of the folder. So like
Right,
it's
right.
yeah. Sorry.
So
No, you're good.
It just depends on how you're loading it. It does make a
Mhm.
big difference.
Totally.
so on so people are commenting, which I'll pull a couple of them up. But when we got our Rhino units from or Eagle, is it Rhino or Eagle that Kevin has a candy machine? I think it's Rhino. Kevin told me that I was supposed to have the closed side towards the front. So I don't know if it's the same for the one that you have, Matt, that you need to have the closed side towards the front. But on those machines, he told me closed side towards the front. So it could be the old school ones were backwards and then the new ones are that way. But that's the way he told us to do that. So either of us could be right. I don't know. But I was taught by him to put them that way in the machines. And I've never had a jam as long as I've had that machine. I have
Mhm.
problems with the coin mix sometimes. Not they get stuck and stuff
Sure,
like that. But
sure.
I've never had an issue with the actual
And
cards coming
Evan
out.
mentioned he brought up the exception. With the beaver ones, you do want to do it the way that you're talking about, because of how the gears inside work, because it's moving it's like this
Yep.
motion versus a back and forth motion.
Right.
Um,
Yeah. So I think it may just depend on which machine it is, and then I'm sure that the one that because this is a new design, that maybe it depends on what they designed it to be. So who knows? But I would ask Kevin for
well, and
sure because he would know.
those folders, there's variants on different companies have different thicknesses. I know that L&R for a while had ones that I think they were too thin, and they were putting
Mm,
out two. I don't remember. And then SSM for a little while had an issue with a couple of their boxes being thick or thin. I don't remember, but they got it fixed. So
yeah, I
that
know
could be
Brandon.
another thing.
Brandon runs the same machines we do, and he just said he's had one jam, and the whole time he's been doing it, and we've been doing it for about 4 years now, and we've never had jams. So I know those machines we use, that's what they say to do, but I guess it just depends on the machine. So either way, but yeah, could be a bad. Oh yeah, here's another comment.
Brandon says could be a bad batch of flaps.
Yeah,
You mean the folders? Is that what you mean by flaps?
maybe.
Well,
Yeah.
I know I've been using the same batch because I ordered 3,000 like last year, so I've been using the
Yeah.
same batch the whole time. So
Where are you storing them though? Are they in a place where they can get moisture?
humidity, yeah. I mean, it
South
can be
Carolina.
humidity.
Because that is another issue. I have had some older packs of vending supply stuff who doesn't sell stickers in our industry anymore, that they were in my parents' garage, and the folders started to kind of get bigger. And so when they go through the machine, it like skims off the top of the folder. And
Wow.
so
Interesting.
it could be
Because it's such a
the
big box. They have been in the garage. So that could be a thing, yeah.
yeah.
And
This
it
is like
does
my
get
jam.
humid.
I love problem solving this kind of stuff.
That's what we do,
Live
right?
problem solving on the live stream. This is perfect.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
cool. Welcome back, David. We didn't tell you. Welcome back. How are you?
Oh yeah,
Everything
yeah.
okay?
Sorry, I had the phone call, so
That's all right.
my parents called. They're already in Payson, so
Nice. Well, good. So let's see what else. I think I got most of it caught in somebody had a NIAX question, but somebody else answered it. So that's good.
I think there was a super chat from Waco in there too.
Oh, did I miss it? Okay, let's go back. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There it is. Waco's Car Wash Channel. Elevators and more. Actually, it looks like there might be two super chats from Waco then. This one's a $5 one. Says our gas prices are $2.47.
Man,
Wow.
$4.99 yesterday.
You West Coasters,
$4.99.
you don't even know.
Jeez.
we're like 330, 335, 340, something like that.
I'm
Yeah,
under
that's what we
$3,
are.
right? But it's been a minute since I've got gas. I'm probably due, honestly. But I work from home, so
I know.
there we go. One more from Waco. This one says next Friday, Tommy's Express Car Wash, which is one of the companies building car washes here too, is doing a haunted car wash in Temple, Texas. What are they going to have, like Michael Jackson zombies come out and wash your windshield for you? Like, how's that work? Right? Like,
Da-na-na-na-na. I don't have any Michael Jackson Thriller sound effects. Sorry.
well, yeah, we
Apologize.
can't do. I mean, that would be copyright, so we can't do that anyway.
Oh yeah, that's true. Okay, so I got that, covered all that. We're good. Okay, so let's talk about what else I got here. Yeah, see, everybody's gas prices are so cheap. I'm so jealous of you guys. I wish I had an
Yeah.
electric car with David.
Well, I got me a battery station now, and it collects energy from solar, so I can charge my car partly for free now.
What is that?
So I got
Is that a
a
Pac-Man chair?
Pac-Man,
Whoa!
a Pac-Man chair.
Oh,
That
That
is
looks
so
like something
cool.
we will see in the Bandai Namco
yes.
display at
It is.
IAPA.
It's from Namco.
I figured.
They
And
donated
it's
it to an auction, and I bought it in a silent auction.
Nice.
Yeah, and I got a Stearns X-Man, like the print
The
that
banner?
goes on the game, and it's signed by Frank
a translate?
Stearns. Yeah,
Oh, very cool.
yeah, I'm excited about it.
That's very cool.
Did I say his name right? Is it Frank Stearns, the owner of Stearns?
Stern, yeah.
Stern.
Hmm.
I think it's Frank. Yeah.
Think so.
Anyways, That was a fun thing. I went to a Betson show and they had the silent auction. Each of the different manufacturers had donated things, and then
That's
they
cool.
showed off some of their new games, and
Where
we played
where was the show
those.
at?
It was in Portland, and
Oh, okay.
so the Oregon AMOA and Betson put it on. Betson did a
Nice.
phenomenal job of putting it on. So they had some classes. I didn't go to any classes this year. They're mostly about like arcade management.
Oh,
Gary Stearns, thank you. Thank you. I knew I had his name wrong.
Yes,
I
Gary
love
Stern.
people. There's
I don't know why I say Stearns. I always have said Stearns and it's Stern. Stern.
Well, you're talking about multiple pinball machines when you say Stearns.
Stearns, yes. Thank you.
I got that Jurassic Park pinball machine a few weeks ago.
Also
Oh,
a
from
Stern.
Costco?
No, an actual pro edition.
Oh, good, good, good.
Yeah, I went and got pro. It's really fun. I enjoyed it. It's a fun game.
I think that's one of the ones Quick Play has in their arcade too.
I think they got Mandalorian, Star Wars, and then I think they have. Yeah, I don't know what their second one is. Maybe it is Jurassic Park.
I thought it was Jurassic Park, but I could be wrong.
This is the way.
That's what my neon light says. Is this is the way.
this is
This
the
is
way.
the way.
The new X-Men pinball game is so good. It's
Is it?
so good. It's I love that it combines the metal and the plastic. Like, and then it has all these different like weird extras that you don't expect, and it just like pops out at you and it keeps it fun.
Mhm.
I can't imagine how many repairs those are going to have, but man, it is cool.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure there'll be some to play at IAPA for sure.
Oh yeah.
720
Oh
says
yeah.
they've got Mandalorian and Godzilla. I knew it was some big lizard thing. Same thing as Jurassic.
That's a
Park,
big
right?
lizard.
That's what I'm going with.
Yeah, some big lizard thing. That's awesome. That's great. I miss you guys. Oh my God, I miss you guys. It's so fun to get together.
Yes.
It's been a
Fun
long
hanging out, fun
time.
chatting, fun talking.
Yeah, very cool. Okay, so oh, let's talk about these. This is a good topic.
Yeah, talking about pinball. Now you're speaking my language. Jesse says, I've got a free play pinball arcade. Buy me $20, all you can play, except the Hercules pinball. It's huge. Yeah, Hercules is the biggest pinball machine ever made. Did you know they actually use a pool cue ball for the ball instead of an actual pinball for Hercules?
Oh really? Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Next time in Vegas, we have to go to the Pinball Hall of Fame.
Yeah, we
Let's
should.
do it. Yeah, we need to
So-
go South Strip for sure. We did North Strip last year. This year we'll do South Strip.
That sounds fun. We have
There you go.
the Batman. It's Batman Returns. It's
Oh,
Bat-
it's Data East.
We
I think
have-
that's Data East.
well, we have an oddball version of it because Costco got them, and it's a pro, but it's not a pro. It's like this weird brand. It's not an at-home one, and supposedly they didn't sell very well, and so there aren't that many. So my dad was all excited because it's pretty rare.
That's cool. Does it have a coin door on it? I know you say it's not for at home, but so does it have a coin door?
Yeah, it has a coin door on it.
Okay, so it's coin op. That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a full size, and it's actual, it's like a normal build. It's not like the current Costco one.
So I had because you had talked to me a long time ago, man, about pinball machines and having them out on route and stuff like that. And so I had two people in the past 2 months that have tried to talk me into adding pinball machines to our route. And one of them was that technician that came, the old school technician, and he was saying that he hardly ever has to work on pinball machines as much as people say they do. and he said that the new ones are even easier now than the old ones to work on, and that he's seen that people are having pretty good luck with the new stuff. So I was just wondering what people think about running them on their mounts.
So
It's just so expensive. That's the hard part. But
that's my biggest concern is ROI and people not treating your machines with respect.
yeah,
That's what it all comes down to. Because pinball certainly holds its value if it's in good condition.
yeah,
But if it's a routed machine that's beat to heck and like kids just came in and just pounded on your flippers the whole time and the play field's all worn out, then obviously they're not going to be worth as much. Um, yeah, Evan says I just don't trust people on such expensive machines. That's
yeah,
exactly what I'm saying. Totally agree.
Yeah, that's why I don't
yeah.
Um,
do it.
The
I
one
would
thing
I
that
would never route pinball.
So the other guy that I was talking to is he has them all over the place, actually up near you, Jen, and he was saying that he swaps them out every few years. So he buys them, and then he says he ends up selling them for at the same amount, or even sometimes a little bit more than what he paid for them, because he buys certain models he knows are going to be worth more money down the road or whatever it is. And so he says he makes his money back, not only on what, he had it out on location, but he said changing a few flippers and whatever, and then reselling them, he ends up making his money back. So he said that he really likes them, that they do very well for him. So that was his
I could see
argument.
that
Hmm.
in the right
Well, and
location.
our
Yeah,
area is huge
yeah,
for pinball. It's like
Yeah,
one
it
of the
is.
highest areas for pinball.
yeah. I would say it's pretty big in the whole Pacific Northwest area, right? I mean, just in
Mhm.
Yeah.
general, coffee and pinball, right? Like,
Yeah.
go to town. As John takes a big swig of coffee,
Yeah. Almost spit it out. Yeah,
right?
for sure. So I don't know. That was his comment. Is that he buys them and he knows what models to get. He knows what's going to be worth money, and he keeps the ones he wants to keep, and otherwise he sells them off and gets a new version of whatever's out. So like I can think of certain ones that have come out lately that I would love to get my hands on, like the new Stern's John Wick, like those kind of
Oh, it's
machines. Like,
so cool.
oh my
Mhm.
It's
God, like I
so
would go
Yeah,
cool.
nuts because like Sam and I are huge John Wick fans, and my dad too, which
I
is
am
unusual.
too.
But he saw it on TV. I guess they had a rerun on TV, and because he just gets cable, But he saw the John Wick movie, and he goes, "Is there more of them? That was like the best movie I ever saw." And I'm like, "Yeah." So he came over and he watched the whole series. But he just, it's just a great. I think that would be a very popular. That would fit a lot of generations of
yeah.
people, So
So the
I
the
love
problem
that
is,
the dog is on it.
yeah,
yeah.
Sorry.
But the problem with pinball when it comes to what's going to hold its value the best and what's going to be worth more money than what it was when you initially bought it depends on multiple factors. Obviously, the IP, right? The theme of the machine is going to be a big driving factor. But you could have the best theme, the most popular theme, but if it's not designed well, if the designers didn't design the game well, so it's got depth and replayability, then that will drop the value. So like until you like can actually get to one of the new machines and play them, it's hard to tell. It's really hard to tell.
a good example of that is Mandalorian. Like a lot of people are
Yeah.
super excited about that one, but they say it's not a great game to play. Like it's just
The
not.
the gameplay is not very good. Yeah.
But I'd still love to have one, just because I'm a
Oh, the
huge
art
Mandalorian
Sure.
is
fan.
so cool.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Is that I'd still
Yeah.
have one 100% because I'm not a pinball professional by any means, but to have one of those in my living room or somewhere, it would be pretty sweet. So I
Well,
don't know. I'd
supposedly
take
they're
one.
going to start selling the art
Oh,
that you can buy the topper with the light behind it. Because I
that's
have the
cool.
Mandalorian one too, with the
Jealous.
light behind it.
Nice.
I don't have the game though.
Caden says, have you all had any experience with prize locker box key breaking into the lock and then the box no longer opening? If you have, how do you fix it? I haven't had that yet, thank goodness.
We hear about
But
it quite a bit in the Discord.
I've seen it in the
And
Discord, yeah.
so much so that Rainey, who designs the Mega Mini, actually changed the design of her machine to include a door on the back of the prize locker that you can open up to get to the lock and remove it and replace it with the new lock, because
Nice.
that is such a known issue. So that's the nice thing about having people like Rainey and stuff in the Discord, that people give them ideas, and she implements them. She's implementing a ton of new ones right now for a lot of her machines. So that is a known issue. That's not a normal or not a non-known issue. It is. And so the thing that kind of sucks is that there really is no way to get into most prize lockers. So the only way to get into it is to drill the lock out and then put a new lock in, unfortunately.
Yep.
So if you did have a Mega Mini, problem solved, no issue. You just go to the back, remove the lock with a pair of pliers, and you're good to go. But with most machines,
I was wondering what part of the key is breaking off, the tubular lock or the stick that goes in?
I think
Because
it's
both.
a piece of the tubular lock from what I've
Yeah,
seen.
tubular.
I think.
Mhm. Yep.
oh,
So they're putting them in there and they're trying to turn it, because a lot of times they're so tight, like when you close them up, and they're just bending and breaking off the keys inside the lock. So, and you just
and you
can't get
can't
it out.
take out that piece.
So we've people have tried picks, like these. I have one on my desk, but like these type of picks, and they're going in there and actually
Dental tools. Yeah.
so I have like a pick set just for that reason, for things like that. But yeah, they weren't able to get them out, so a lot of people had to drill them out. So you might be able to get it out, but it's so, like, it's really thin, and it goes way in there, so it's just getting something in there to get the pieces out, and that's been the issue. So that's the only
Try
thing
an
I've
air
heard of is,
compressor.
what was
Like,
that?
a ball pump. I've gotten stuff out of a lock that way, is I'll stick the ball pump needle in and blow it just to kind of loosen it up, and then I'll take the pick and pick it out.
God, I love you,
Heck,
Jen.
you gotta be
You're the
creative.
best.
You
That's a good
gotta
idea.
roll with the
Yeah,
punches.
but
Like, try
that's
anything.
genius.
I
You're
mean,
like a genius.
get some
I love.
tweezers. Like, I've even taken a chopstick with glue on it. I had something I had to pick out of somewhere, so I the glue dots.
Yeah.
So I had someone stick something down. I don't remember what it was, but they stuck something down and people could see it in the glass. So I took a chopstick and a glue dot, and that's how I got it out, because it was only like a hole I could get through. So, like, you just gotta roll with it, be creative, like, get some tweezer sets. Like, I have 2 sets of tweezers for getting that kind of stuff out of locks. Get the pick set, like Jonathan was saying, but like, get creative with it. I mean, your last your last thing on your list should be drilling something out, and
Yeah.
that's my opinion.
Yeah.
Like,
100%.
try to salvage it,
Totally,
because
totally.
getting it drilled out correctly on something you don't know how to do is not always the best thing.
Well, and then you can also, like, miss it and put a nice big hole in
Yeah.
your prize locker window or whatever too.
Well, and break plexiglass, then you're opening a whole
Yeah.
nother,
Yep.
Well, I
can
think that
can of worms.
I think that's a great idea. Is you could use hot glue, like you said, like a hot glue gun, and put it in there really deep, and maybe pull it out that way too. Maybe, possibly. That's smart. Very smart. So yeah, there's a lot of things you can try, for sure.
Or, like,
There's
one
another.
time I even had to heat up. So people were sticking these plastic sticks into my locks. So I heated up street sweeper brush, like the brushes. One of my workers always finds them. She has like 100 of them. But I heated up one of those with a torch and stuck it in, and the plastic melted to the street sweeper bristle, and was able to pull the plastic item out. So, I mean, there's different ways to skin a cat and make it work. Not that you want to
Nice.
skin a cat. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. That was a bad term. But
Right.
Okay, so let's see. There's a quarters question.
This one from J-Man the vendor says, what do you think about quarters? My banks don't have space for them. Has anyone tried eliminating them with success? So I don't, I've never tried eliminating them, but I'll tell you what, I haven't taken quarters to the bank in about 3 years. I've made friends with some other local businesses that always need quarters, specifically mostly local gas stations. So they are super excited when I bring them quarters all the time, and they will take all the quarters I can bring them. So, that might be an option for you if you're looking to find a way to change your quarters into other funds and it doesn't involve your bank.
And if you're smart like Jen, you'll go through your quarters and make sure you don't have any $200 quarters in your stack of quarters too. So,
Oh yeah.
What is a $200 quarter? Answer that for me.
yeah, I don't. There's a whole list of them that.
Yeah, so there's some rare quarters out there. So like the W ones,
Well, I've got three
silvers.
I've got 3 West Points right now that I found.
I used to look for the
No
silver
silvers.
quarters all the
Yeah.
time, but then I got the
You don't have
scale.
any silvers? I guess they're more prominent in bulk, but I have this one soccer center. I get probably a silver every time I service. But
Really?
That's crazy.
yeah, I think it's someone going through an adult's coin collection.
Stealing granddad stuff, right?
Yeah, that's usually what it is. But there's a couple silvers that are worth a lot of money, and then I have probably like 200 Ws just from looking.
Dang.
Yeah. I don't have time to look. When I did have time, like I said, I have 3 West Points that I found, but
I used to spend a lot of time doing it. Now, as they go by, because I have a system on cleaning the I don't want my machine getting ruined from dirty quarters, so I run it across it's a thing for a light. It's like a mesh thing. But anyways, they go across it, and as they go across it, I pull out the ones that potentially could be, and then later on when I have time, I go back through them. That's kind of how I do it.
Yeah.
So you look for those certain 2021 or 2020 backs?
2019 and 2020.
That's right, 2019 and 2020.
Yeah.
So I don't think I have any locations that we have that don't use a lot of quarters. Like we still get a lot of people using quarters in our machines, especially like at our grocery stores and at our Mexican restaurants and stuff. Like half our machine is full of quarters. So we don't have any locations that I could think of that I would eliminate it. I know that like 720 Vending came up with a plate that you can put, you can remove your coin mech and put, a credit card reader over the coin mech. And so you have a coin mech and a DVA. So some people are going that route, but I can't think of one location that I wouldn't want to have the quarters available. And then I also like to have 3 forms of payment all the time. So then no matter what, if my DBA's down and my credit card reader's not working, they can use coins or whatever it may be. There's always an option for them to have the 3 different forms of payment. So, but it is an option to do that. But I couldn't think of any. Even our vending machines, we get a lot of quarters in still, which is crazy. And we still get a lot of credit card, a lot, but it's usually credit card and coin versus bills for some reason. So I think people just like to hold on to bills a little bit more for some reason. But yeah, so I don't know about you
Plus,
guys.
coins are heavy; they weigh your pocket down. Yeah. Like if I'm going to a vending machine and I've got $2 or $3 worth of quarters in my pocket and 2 or 3 singles, I'm getting rid of those quarters. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, it just always seems like the mom always has, some quarters in her purse, the bottom of her purse, or something like that for the kids to use. So,
I think it's a mind game too. It's like they don't feel like they're giving as much money if they hand them 4 quarters, because it's just change. But a bill, there's more sentimental or more attachment to it. Kind of like how a lot of people want to put the card on there because people don't think about it when they swipe it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw a decrease when I had 2 minis that I took the quarters off of because I was getting so many jams, and I definitely saw a significant decrease because
in your sales.
Yeah.
And it's really weird because we had, I don't know about you guys, but those electronic coin mechs, we had a little while where we were getting like a jam once a month in those things, and then we haven't had one in 6 months, like that I can think of. So I don't know. Yeah, I know. Knock on wood, right? And so it's really weird, but they seem to be working.
You're gonna have to drive an hour tomorrow, guys.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know about so like J-Man was here. I'll pop this up so you can read it.
J-Man says the banks are refusing them. They don't want them. I know mine, I can take them there. They just have to be rolled in that case.
Mine just gives me
So-
the bag and I just dump it with the scale and they see how much money is there and then they just take it all. Hey, I apologize. I have to take off because I have to get up early and my parents are
Okay.
calling me about instructions for tomorrow.
Okay.
So I probably
Well, it's
should
good to see
go.
you,
Everyone-
David. We missed you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone
I'll
say
see you
good night to David.
next week, right? We're doing this next
Yeah.
week?
Next week.
All right.
We'll be here.
All right.
Next week.
We're
See
back.
you around. Love you guys.
All right. Love you too, man. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Goodbye.
There we go. Now it's
wow,
now
we're all
it's down
big.
to 3. Now we're huge.
So, Wells Fargo, we have Wells Fargo, and they just offered us a cool thing where basically we can bring. They gave us these. What's it called, Natalie? Oh, she's not listening. She's not there. But it's a tier something business customer or something, and basically they gave us like a cloth, like heavy duty bag, and we can bring all of our coins and money in it, and we just kind of write like how much we think is there, and we just leave it with them, and they'll count it and do everything and deposit in our account, and we just drop off a bag. So she just walks into the business line, drops it off, and leaves. There's no counting or anything. So I mean, as long as you trust the bank, but I mean, we trust the bank here locally, so we don't have that issue. But we don't even have to stand in line anymore. We just drop it off. So I think that if you get on the right bank, I don't know what you guys have. We have Wells Fargo, and they've been great with quarters, so they're always fine with taking quarters. So I don't know.
I think the biggest thing is treating the people that will take them with the utmost kindness and respect, and acknowledging that quarters are heavy and not overloading them with all of your quarters all at once is huge. Like when I have quarters, I sometimes will call ahead and be like, hey, do you have room? Or when I walk in, I don't walk in with the quarters. I'll be like, hey, is it okay today? Do you have enough room? And some of them will even tell you when they get their pickups. I wouldn't count on them actually telling you, but if you develop a relationship, sometimes you might figure out, hey, the truck comes and picks them up on Wednesday, so Tuesday it's okay to bring them in. So just be aware that quarters are a pain in the butt for bankers, and knowing that and treating them with the utmost respect and kindness so that you can keep bringing your quarters in. And it helps the rest of the industry if vendors do that. So that's my 2 cents. I really firmly believe in around Christmas, I bring them in like cupcakes just because I know that it is a pain in the butt for them to deal with, and I appreciate it. So something to consider. And you might get a better reception for when you come in. Like when I come in, they're like, hey Jen, how's it going? Like
Yeah.
you turn it in from being a headache to being something that they don't mind dealing with because they know that you're a nice person and that potentially you're going to do something nice for them. I mean, that's a balancing act. You don't want it to get them in trouble, but you do want to make sure that you're aware that we are pains in the ass for them.
Speaking of that same thing, do you do that same thing with your locations sometimes too? Like that's something I'm trying to get more into. This a couple weeks ago, I just took a box of donuts to the game store, just to thank them for letting me do business with them. So
I do
I think
think
that's
that is a very important part that isn't talked about very much, mostly because it was like old time vendors that would do it. But I am a firm believer in, especially if you have someone at the location that is really helpful. Like I have one location where people shove stuff in to the bill acceptor, the coin mech, and I gave him a hook and he's able to pick some of it out. Or if he can't get it out, he'll text me a picture and be like, hey, just wanted to give you a heads up. And sometimes it doesn't have to be the owner, it can just be someone that works there. And every couple months I bring him like a Starbucks card, or he's really into Pokemon, so I bring him a Pokemon figure. I mean, it doesn't take much to be kind to someone, and then they will be kind to you. And so, yeah, like during the holidays, if I know that they're owner is a big sports fan, sometimes I will bring them, an item for their team just to say thank you because they are giving you space. I do pay commissions, so they are getting something out of my machines being there, but it
Yeah,
just
yeah,
shows that you really care and value that relationship.
totally.
So
I agree.
yes, I would definitely recommend doing stuff like that. What picture?
Evan says, "What's the best tool for declogging mechs? Do you recommend to hook?" One thing I'll say is I actually went to Harbor Freight and just bought a set of picks. I think it's actually labeled as a dentist set or something like that because it looks like dental tools, but they have orange handles and they work really well for cleaning out
Yes,
mechs,
the ones with
lugs,
the
and stuff.
orange handles.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Hmm.
And they also sell a little tube. So I bought extras of those and then bought these little tubes for them to keep them in. It's like a bright red color, but just so that if they keep it by the drawer or somewhere that they're not poking themselves.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And then they don't lose it as fast. Because
yeah.
at first I would just give them the
Smart.
hook and then the next time I'd come in, they'd be like, oh, I don't know what happened to it. But now that there's a container, it's never lost.
Funny how that
So,
works.
Yeah.
or get them a little command hook and hook the container under the counter for them.
That's a
Nice.
good idea.
Cost you like maybe 50 cents to get the little hook. So,
Jesse wants to know, what do you guys set your win ratio at? And there's
Let's
so
go
many
first.
factors that go into that answer. Like every location is different for me. The average cost of prizes plays into it. Um, if it's a slow or fast moving location, that plays into it for me. And a lot of times I'll change it on my each visit, so it varies.
It all has to do with your profit and how much money you're going to make off of the toys you put in. So if you're going to put more expensive toys in your machine, then you're going to want a higher ratio because you need to pay back yourself for the toys that you put in there. So we run ours. Almost all of our machines are our minis are at 1 and 8. And our larger machines, like our 24s and 31s, they are at 1 and 10 to 1 and 12, just because the prizes cost us so much more money that we need to make back that cost. And so we run them at 1 and 8 for our minis, and that's a pretty good number for us because we put a little bit higher in prizes in our minis. So a lot of people run them at 1 and 6, which I think you can get away with if you're buying less expensive prizes, but 1 and 8 seems to be a good ratio for us, and people seem to be happy with them out there winning. So, what about you, Jen?
it just really depends. I would say I'm more on the like 1 and 3.
Mm,
But I think that what I put in sometimes I don't know, I water it down, but also have good items lower. So it just really depends on the location.
yeah.
I try to have it be as like skill as possible so that if they grab it, they're going to get it. But some of the items are going to be harder to get than others. So that's kind of how I run it.
So, let's see. There we go. There's the famous words right there. So,
All right. Yes. J-Man, the vendor, says winners make players, folks. I think Howard is spot on. Yeah. Winners create players, guys. If think about that machine at Walmart, and you may have played it at your local Walmart and you never won anything. And now do you still play it? No, you don't.
no,
The reason
No.
why is because you could never win. But
you know
if you
better.
remember
Yeah.
winning, if you remember winning at your local pizza place, you're more likely to play it the next time you go.
You know what's
Winners
So
ironic
create
about
players.
that though? Is a lot of those machines at the Walmart, they're all set to like completely all skill because part of that
Not mine.
contract, I know, but that
yeah,
contract is supposed to be for skill.
they're not
Well,
though.
So,
I guarantee you they're not.
that contract may be for skill, but I think the operators are
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
there's no way.
mm-mm.
Let's talk about something
Yeah.
else too. That I had a conversation with
Yes.
somebody in the Discord today, about when you first get a location. So I disagree with most people on this, I think, and you guys can tell me how you feel. But a lot of people in the Discord and a lot of people I've seen on Facebook and stuff, they say that when you get a new location, that you should go in there and you set your win-loss ratio really low. So then you have a bunch of people that win when they come and they play your machine. So I personally disagree with that. And I'll tell you why I disagree with that, and it's because we run into the situation several times when we started. Um, but I want to know what your guys' opinion is after I say what I feel. But and I like everybody's opinion, and people can comment in the comments too. But we used to in the beginning, that's what we did. So every time we got a location, we would go in there and we'd set our machine at 1 and 4, and drop it off and then let it run that way for about 3 weeks or so, 2 to 3 weeks, just to see how it's going to do. And then we would up it to 1 and 8 or 1 and 6 or whatever it was. And the problem that we ran into is that people know the waitresses that are there, the people, whoever it may be, the people may come in all the time, that you changed it. They know like how much that machine was putting out, and then you went and changed the ratio on them, and now they can't win anything. And we ended up with more problems doing that because when you put a new machine in a location, there's already an excitement factor about that machine being there and the toys you're bringing in and all that stuff that I don't believe you should be running it at a low ratio. I think you should be running it at your standard ratio that you're going to put
Yeah.
across the board. Because I guarantee you that if you put it in at 1 and 8, they're winning a lot more than they're winning at Dave and Buster's. They're winning a lot more than they're winning
Oh,
at
totally,
Walmart.
totally.
They're winning a lot more than they're winning everywhere else. So their immediate response to your machine at 1 and 8 on random is going to be way better than anywhere else that they go. And your stuff's way cooler and cuter and better. But if you go and put it in low and then switch it, you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot, and you're going to make all those waitresses and waiters and all those people that put their tip money in there to play your machine really upset with you when it comes a month later and you're changing the ratio on your machine. That's just my opinion. And I got a kind of sort of like a little heated argument with somebody today in the Discord about it. And I was like, you're not understanding. Like, we've been there. We did that. And we ran into
Yeah.
that several times. The owners like pulling us aside going like, what'd you do to the machine? Like, what did you change? Like, my people aren't winning anymore, and we're having to give toys to kids and whatever because your machine's not, what did you do? So we learned the hard way, but that's just our opinion. What about you guys? What do you think?
I see both sides of it. I mean, obviously, you want people to win. You want people to remember winning, so they're going to play more. But it's funny that you mentioned like about the waitresses and stuff because like there's been times where the game store employees be like, the machine's about 1 in 10, right? like they just know. They just
Yeah, yeah.
know. It's so funny.
Hmm.
But I've definitely like so one thing for example, the pizza location. The employees there do play it a little bit, not much, but it's mainly the customers. But when I pulled the toy taxi machine out of there and put the Happy House in, I definitely made it more generous because toy taxis, the older machines, you can't just set a well, you can set a ratio, but there's still the
It's
strength
different.
dials.
Yeah,
And
it's
if you
different.
don't
Yeah.
have them dialed in just right, your ratios don't really matter.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And I felt bad because um, I must not have had the dial strength on the second dial turned up to just the right number because I wasn't getting a lot of winners. And so now when I bring in the Happy House, and you'll see in my videos, we have a lot more winners now, and I've just kept it consistent like that. And I think it's at like 1 in 8 or 1 in 9 or something like that for the time being. And I might bump it up to 1 in 10 or 1 in 11, as we progress through it. But I feel like I'm kind of owing some of those winners that have played the old machine in the past. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's at least that's what I'm telling myself.
What about you, Chen?
So I see both sides of it as well, but I completely agree with your don't make things super easy at the beginning. Because I have avoided messing with that, but I have taken the plastic tips off,
Mm.
and I have a chain of bars, and the bartenders are like, "Oh, we don't play anymore now that those plastic tips aren't on." And
Right.
it's
They
like,
know. They're
well,
sitting there all the whole day looking at that machine. You know what I mean? And they're
Mm-hmm.
and they're putting and
Yep.
they know, and they're watching it. You're not there, and you don't think, oh, it's the one offs that come in, but it's the people that run it or own it or whatever. Those are the
and then
ones
they
that,
talk about it.
yeah, they talk about it to everybody like, oh, don't play that machine because you don't win any money or you don't win any prizes. I mean, and you don't want that. You want them to be as excited about it as you are. So like our
Yeah.
locations, they take their tip money, they win prizes, and they put it up on the little stand where you go in to, like, to get your table or whatever, and they're all lined up there on top for the kids. So if they don't win, they just give them one. You know what I mean? They don't want
Right.
them. They just win. They just want to win. And so,
Yeah.
like,
Yep.
that's what it's about, is making the location happy too. And I think that that's a big deal. We had a question about play to win, play till you win, and we'll talk about that too. Let me bring that one up. Go ahead, Matt.
This one from Martin Singletary says, in Washington, you have to have it set up that your machines are play to win or pay for a gambling license. Is it worth it to get a gambling license if all your machines, to have skill settings on your machines is the question.
So,
Well, and then there's another point to that. Once you have your gambling license, you can only use cranes that are approved by the state. So you have to make sure that if you are going to get the gambling license, that your claws are like the right kind.
yeah, and they get expensive.
So
That's
does
when you
that
get into
license
expensive
open you up
claws.
to other types of machines as well in that case? Like, can you run poker
Not
machines or anything
necessarily,
like that?
no.
That's
So
rough.
that's a rough question, I think, because I helped somebody get started in the industry, and they are in a state that is a play till you win only state. And they spent a bunch of money buying machines, and they had to have every single one of them at play till you win. And they just were having the hardest time making money. And because even though, if they're doing like $2 play to win or $3 play to win or whatever it was, like, it's very hard to get your profit margin high enough on those machines, and the ratios right to make it justify it. And so it's very hard to do play till you win. And I know there's people in the industry that they're like, oh, play till you win is the best way to go, but I've heard the opposite. I've heard that it's very hard to make a living on play till you win machines. And a good example of that was, like, he called me and said, do you want to buy my machines? Because, like, I'm just not making as much money as everybody's talking about. And I got to tell you, I mean, like, we make great money on doing the ratios versus play till you win. So I've never done it personally, a play till you win machine, but I've heard really bad stories about them. So I don't know, I can't
I
give
think
you.
it's also how you set it up. I don't have to do play till you win, but I have a few that are like that and they
Pretty
do
darn
fine.
close. Yeah, at your ratios, you're pretty darn close to play to you in.
Right? One and
So
three?
Yeah.
yeah, 1 and 3 is crazy. Like, that's, but
Yeah.
also, where to get good prizes, where to get, you're buying in a larger bulk amount. So you're saving a lot more money than most people that are buying, 100 a box of 200 of this or 300 of that. So you can do those sort of things, but
Yeah. It's all
that's,
about
that's the,
watering it down in certain
yes,
ways. That's how
right.
I look at it is I have those good prizes, but I also have those ones where my price per item is like 10 cents or 15 cents.
Sure.
Yeah.
So,
And that's
And
why a
at
lot
a
of people
dollar per
run.
play, yeah, it still
Yeah, they'll
works.
run duck claws, because ducks are so cheap. Like, well, actually, here somebody just posted, so there you go. 20-cent free freight on ducks from Fun Express. So it just, like, ducks are popular for that reason, because they're just so darn cheap, and you could put, and people like ducks. So yeah. So anyways, but yeah, that's a good example of it.
Especially the
So
Jeep people for some reason.
yeah,
well, with Jeep people, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
And those bigger ducks with
yeah.
Jeep
Those are
people,
cool.
because I think it's Flatline. One of the ones in their mix has the like Jeep logo on it.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Smart, very smart. Yeah, anything Pokemon does well. And Squish, yep. So, like, you'll notice on our website, we
Correct.
have all-star products you can actually buy on our website, and a lot of it is the Squish stuff. They're very popular. So, but yeah, definitely. Okay, so let me see if I missed any other ones up above here. Um, so let's talk about plastic tips so people understand what they're for. Because I had this question the other day in the Discord, and this is a good comment or a good topic to cover of what do plastic tips do? Do you want to talk about it, Jen? Because you're the master of this kind of stuff.
I wouldn't say I'm the master, but they just make it so that the claw can pick up better. And so, like, if it's a box if it grabs it with the 3 plastic tips, it's going to stick to it, and so it's going to get a really good grip even if it shouldn't. Um and so like when I started taking the tips off, I would take one off and then I'd take two off and slowly make the transition. But the tips, like on the balls, will just like pick up the ball because it basically just plastic to plastic sticks to it.
Anything smooth. Anything smooth that's in your machines, the tips are for anything that's smooth on in your machine. So if you don't have tips, it'll pick up any kind of plush just fine. But anytime you add like Pokeballs, boxes, anything that's smooth, period,
Yes.
that's what
So,
tips
like
are for.
one example, last summer we did a video at one of the arcades in New Jersey, and we were playing the AirPod claw machine. So
Yeah.
obviously it had to have tips, or we were never going to pick up that AirPod box with the cellophane wrap. But with the tips, it was able to pick it up, and of course, the they have the gambling license too in Jersey too, so it would drop it every time once it got so high. But if it didn't have those tips, it would have never picked up the box at all.
Yeah, like some people used to call them MP4 cranes. So like they would put the
Yeah,
tips
yeah,
on those ones.
yeah.
And so it had the MP4 players in it or boxed
Hmm.
goods.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
or like what J-Man said, the term is hard goods.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. 100%. Sounds like J-Man knows what he's talking about. Same with
Yeah,
Evan
he's been around the
Williams.
block, I
Those two,
think.
yeah, those two seem like they got it together pretty good. So
Hmm.
that's the other thing is in this chat, make friends with people that you see in the chat. Send them a message. Find them on Facebook or go into the Discord and become friends with these people because it's obvious if they're sharing information in this type of platform, then they probably like to help people. So definitely reach out to them. And, Vending Academy is going to be a great source for that. And the Discord is a great source for that. So, and you can always reach out to any of us for help. We are always glad to help you guys. Dave is a little busy right now, but he always loves to help too. He's just a little bit swamped, poor guy. So, but let's see.
For sure. So let's talk about the giveaway one more time because we've only got a few minutes left in
Oh,
the
yes.
stream
Okay.
tonight.
Sorry.
So, guys, reminder: we're giving away a Niax VPOS Touch credit card reader. It can be used on a full line vending machine. It can be used on a claw machine, any type of amusement machine. If you win, you'll just need to kind of determine which machine you're going to put it on, so they know which cable to send along with it. But all you need to do is fill out a simple form in the description of this live stream. It's going to take you to the Niax website. You'll fill out the form, and then sometime in like 2 weeks, sometime like between October 29th and the 31st, Niax is going to draw a winner. They'll reach out to you and contact you to send you your VPOS Touch. So if you want one, scroll on down there, sign up. They got like 2
Nice.
weeks.
Yep,
Yeah.
and it's in the description. Easy to find. Very cool. So, let's see what else we got. What was I gonna ask you, Jen? I had a question for you and I forgot it earlier. Um, Shoot, I forgot what it was. Apologize. So real quick, don't forget about Vending Academy. Don't forget about next week we'll be back for the live stream. We only got like 6 minutes left, so I'm trying to wrap up everything here. I don't see any quick comments. Do them fast because we got a little bit of time to answer you guys' questions. So if there's something you want to know, let us know, and we'll try to cover it in the next 6 minutes. Let's see.
Someone asked about the Jeep ducks. It's like beep beep, or I don't know. People decorate their Jeeps with ducks.
Yeah, if you're a Jeep owner, then you know.
I know every Jeep I see here in South Carolina has got ducks all across the dash, facing the windshield.
Yep.
Well, and
So
then
it's
the Gumball Gold's asking about the American-made gum. There isn't anyone making gum in America, so I don't know how I would switch.
He said there is. He just did a review on a company. Um, he just did a review on his channel on I can't remember the name of it. Maybe he'll pop it in the comments.
Because
But
I saw one that said it was American made, and I did a deeper dive on it, and they're actually from China. So, I mean, if he has one, I'm willing to try it. But, oh, it says
I
Andy
can't
is selling
remember.
them.
Oh, yes.
On candymachines.com. I haven't seen. I honestly, we don't do much gumballs, but when we do, we just buy them from Sam's Club. So I don't want to deal with the shipping of that, but I would look into it for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I
So,
get free shipping from Concord or A&A, so, or, you know, when I order at certain times. So that's when I do it.
here's a question. Jen.
This one's from Dragon Hill Games. I think I saw this comment earlier talking about getting a claw
Yeah, I
machine in
thought
a
I answered
nightclub,
it.
Oh, did you?
Uh,
but it's not. It's
I
not going to be
said
near
only
employee
if,
eyes.
yeah, only if you can get it closer to employees. But I think that that's a good kind of location to get if you can get it, because I mean, so many different things you could go with it. It might be a short term thing, but it could be a long term. Sports stuff, all kinds of different things.
Yeah, Evan says even
Um,
put a camera in the claw. Get yourself a one of the new Howard Hospitality screens with the cameras in them.
Yeah, those are
yeah.
coming. I'm excited about those. So yeah, we have new screens coming with cameras built in, and then we have a new thin camera that's coming out at the end of this month, which is going to be like the thickness of an iPad. So it's going to be really thin, which is very cool. So that comes out at the end of the month also. We got all kinds of cool stuff. I'm excited. Let's see.
All kinds of
Yeah,
gadgets and tech gear for your amusement business.
gadgets, and gadgets. We got a couple cameras that were standalone cameras that us and another Discord member are testing, and I'm not too impressed with them yet. I want to see them further along than where they are. So, um, but I think that the idea is that you protect it, and like the thing, like the claw stand, that's what it's for. You know, like they can't tilt it. You know, Matt, I mean, you got one in your location, like with one of those, and then a camera to see who's trying to do it. Then it definitely with some stickers on there that say camera, and you see the camera. Then yeah, I think it is
What
a deterrent for
it's
sure.
funny because there was a gas station that I was playing a barber cut in because they had big fat stacks of money in the on the strings. And the whole time they had a camera like mounted to the back wall, so like you could not see it, like it was right there in your face. And like the whole time I'm like, man, I feel like someone's watching me while I'm playing this game, and it was awkward. And I would see how that would be a deterrent, but you really have to make it obvious. You know what I mean?
720, this is kind of cool because he did this the Wi-Fi door sensors on his. You want to read it, Matt, and then I'll talk about it real quick before
Yeah,
we go.
720 says he installed Wi-Fi door sensors on all his prize lockers that alert him when the mega prize is won.
Yeah, so
That's cool. Yeah, that's cool.
both Rainy
That's
and
really
Candy
genius.
Machines are releasing machines that have an alert that sends to. Well, I know Rainy's will do Kiosoft and Nyax at some point, but that'll alert your Nyax, or Nyax will send you a signal that somebody's won your prize in the prize locker. So that's coming out on a few machines, both Rainy and Candy Machines. So that's kind of a cool feature. So that's coming out too. So that's really smart, though. It's a
What's the
great,
name
great.
of the gum that's made in America? I was trying to look it up and I wasn't seeing it.
Yeah, you got 1 minute
Also,
to tell
guys,
Oh,
us.
I gotta say, I'm looking at because I'm also watching the stream on my second screen. The Howard Hospitality Group, guys, is at 1.99 thousand subscribers. If you haven't done so, scroll on down there, hit that subscribe button for the Howard Hospitality Group. Let's get to
Are we
2K
really
tonight,
close to
guys.
2,000? Really?
Yeah,
Oh my God, we've
1.99.
been trying to get there for like a year. Oh my
Let's
God.
get to
Yes, please.
2K.
Oh man, that'd be so awesome. Very cool. So you got about 30 seconds to tell her where to get those, and then we gotta go. So
Says it's made by Ford. Like
I thought
remember the
Ford
old
was out of business.
the old Ford vending machines? Do you remember
Yeah,
those
I thought
big
Ford
glass
was out of
domes?
business.
American Ford Gumball Company.
American Gumball Company is the name made by Ford. So it's called the American Gumball Company. That's what he's saying.
Oh, well, that would be awesome if it's actually Ford, because that's the best gum on ever.
Yeah,
There you go.
very cool. All right, Matt, you want to wrap it up?
Yeah, guys, thanks for joining us back for the live stream, because we are back weekly. We'll be back next week. Thanks so much, guys. Appreciate your support for taking the time to hang out with us, for watching the stream, for watching our videos. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next week. Have a great week, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.